Hey everybody, it's Cliff. Hey, I read an article today on Facebook, and apparently this woman who was just trying to be helpful, do the right thing. You guys know that I always say to help each other, to help one another, and help people that are in need. Well, this woman tried to do that. She stopped on a highway or a road and saw what she thought was a stranded motorist, and tried to be helpful. She tried to offer, make sure they were okay, see if they needed to make any phone calls, that type of thing. Hey, I commend her for that, for having that level of heart. Now, however, what happened afterwards was not so good. The gentleman, you know what, I'm just not even going to refer to him as a gentleman. The hell with being respect. The prick that ended up looking like Mr. Victim and needing help, it turned out to be a predator that attacked her. He beat her up real bad. She's still alive, but he beat her up real bad. Now, I'm always going to say, I'm always going to believe in helping one another, because I think that's one of the things that's wrong with this world, is that nobody helps each other anymore. Nobody stops to help a neighbor who's hurt, or to do volunteer service, or do something positive to give back to the community and to make things better. But we've got to be smart about it. If you see what looks like a stranded motorist on the road, and you're alone in your car, don't stop to help them. What you do is this: you pass them up, get about a safe distance away, and you call either the state troopers or the highway patrol, and you let them know that that there's a stranded motorist. Out here in California, the highway patrol, that's one of their functions and duties. If you see a stranded motorist, you call the highway patrol. The highway patrol dispatches an officer to come to the scene to see if they're okay, see if they need help, and get them help if they need it. Now, that's how you help somebody if they're stranded, if it looks like they're stranded on the side of the road. Okay? If you're in a car full of, if you're with a whole bunch of people, and they're tough, strong, whatnot, that may be a little different, because they would most likely be a lot less hesitant to do anything to you, and either just say, oh no, I'm okay, don't worry about me, and move on to somebody who could be their victim. And if they do need help, they would greatly appreciate it. Just like somebody would appreciate, if they needed help, a highway patrol officer or a state trooper coming up to them, hey, we got a call that you were stranded on the side of the road. Are you okay? Do you need help? I know if I was stranded on the side of the road, I'd appreciate it. I've always believed that we got to help one another and to be there for one another. I've always felt that not helping each other and not helping other people is a huge part of the problems in society. Too many people being greedy and gluttonous and not caring about one another, not wanting to be bothered with somebody else because they got their own thing going on or whatever. But we've got to be smart about it. And if you're traveling alone, personally, I think we all need to have a way to defend ourselves. Some people take martial arts, some people take all kinds of stuff, UFC, Krav Maga. Some people carry weapons such as anything from like firearms, knives. Some people prefer more non-violent weapons such as pepper spray, taser gun, things of that nature. But we've got to defend ourselves as well. If you're out there, and like I said, if you see somebody and they look like they're stranded on the side of the road, call the highway patrol or state troopers. They respond to stuff like that. And, better them to come onto a scene and realize that this person isn't who they say they are, and there's nothing actually wrong, and they're going to try and do something to somebody and be, locked up in jail, than for you to be locked up in a cemetery. So help one another, yes, but be smart about it. Protect yourself. You've got to protect yourself nowadays, especially if you're alone and you're driving at night or something like that and you're by yourself. You've got to be on guard and you've got to be vigilant. If there's a situation that looks like somebody needs help, if you're in the city and it looks like somebody needs help, guess what? If you have a cell phone, call 911. Which brings me to another suggestion. Make sure your cell phone is good and charged. You don't know what's going to happen. If something happens to you and your cell phone is not charged up and your battery's dying because you were talking and texting to your best friend or cousin or whoever, then that cell phone isn't going to be any good deal whatsoever. But you make sure it's good and charged up. You make sure that you have a good strong battery, because you never know when you're going to need it. And like I said, if you come across somebody in the city, in the county, whatever, and they look like they're stranded, they look like they need help, law enforcement will respond. If you say, hey, there is a stranded motorist out here, there's somebody out here trying to flag you down for help, they will send a unit out and you will be safe. Okay? So help one another, do something, get involved in the community, but be smart and make sure you can protect yourself.